So those who have joined late, please note that I am taking the attendance, and we are on page number 5 of history, chapter number 2, India Events After 1960. India became independent in 1947 CE. India accepted the constitutional framework in 1950, which means the Indian constitution was accepted in 1950, and India became a sovereign democratic nation, an independent democratic nation. The Indian society is multicultural, which means different cultures are present at the same time, and people of various languages, religions, ethnicities and castes live together. During the initial period after independence, India needed to solve different issues of economic, political and social development. Since it was a newly independent country, India faced various challenges. One more person has joined in. I request everyone to keep your name as your ID. I will not be able to understand who is warrior, paradox and professional gamer. I will not be able to mark the attendance. I have been told today warrior is for Swaroop Katke and paradox is for Vedant. Professional gamer, please identify yourself. The attendance stands for Purva Morge, Prem Pemare, Vedant, Swaroop, Rishikesh Naik, and now Shreya Mali has joined in. Shreya Mali, is it Shreya Mali? Yes, okay, alright. Professional gamer, please identify yourself. What is your name? No response. Okay, I will proceed ahead. So since India was a newly independent country, we were facing very different issues of economic, political and social development. The establishment of the Planning Commission and emphasis and importance given to industrialization was a means to achieve economic development and to eliminate poverty in India. We wanted India to run smoothly. That is why Planning Commission was established. This commission was established to plan everything. How will India proceed ahead? And the first importance was given to industrialization. Industries were set up at various places so that Indians can get employment and India can develop economically. Bhupesh Verle has also joined in. Also, we were working towards reducing or eliminating poverty in India. Successful conduct of elections and faith in democratic traditions made it possible for us to achieve political stability. We were continuously working towards achieving political stability. We were working hard towards conducting elections in a free and fair manner, and we had great faith in democratic values. At the same time, several social reforms, several social changes, including policies and programs for the weaker sections of the society, for the underprivileged sections of the society, were sought to be implemented. Now, we will be starting with the 1960s first. Since India gained independence in 1947, the first major step happened in the 1960s. In the decade of the 1960s, means the 10 years after 1960, several events occurred which had a huge impact on the political situation in India. Which were these events? The regions of Goa, Diu and Daman were freed from Portuguese rule. Even though India got independence, these three regions were still under Portuguese rule. So first we worked towards freeing them from the Portuguese, and we made them parts of the Indian Federation, our Indian country. The tensions between India and China on the northern border, which had been rising since 1950, culminated, resulted in the war of 1962, between the two countries. See right now what is going on between India and China. This is not a new thing. It has been going on since our independence. This war of 1962 was fought in the region of the McMahon line. It is an imaginary line between India and China. After India became independent, Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru led the country. He was the first Prime Minister of India. He was the architect of India's foreign policy. He had designed and he had worked towards implementing India's foreign policy. His contribution to the social and economic development of India is significant. Major role he played towards this cause. Jawaharlal Nehru passed away in 1964. Lal Bahadur Shastri succeeded him and became the next Prime Minister of India. During his tenure, India and Pakistan went to war over the Kashmir issue in 1965. China was not enough. We had one more troublesome neighbor in the form of Pakistan. The Soviet country tried to mediate between the two countries, the Soviet Union. Now, which is the Soviet Union? Anyone knows what is Soviet Union? Today's Russia was known as USSR, the Soviet Union. Alright, United States of Soviet Russia. It tried to mediate between India and Pakistan. Lal Bahadur Shastri gave the slogan, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. Importance was given to the army and the farmers of India, with which he highlighted the importance of Indian soldiers and Indian farmers. Lal Bahadur Shastri breathed his last. He passed away at Tashkent in 1966. Indira Gandhi became the next Prime Minister of India in 1966. During her tenure, Pakistan's oppressive policies in East Pakistan resulted in a big movement there. Now, Pakistan was divided into two parts, Western Pakistan and East Pakistan. Which is East Pakistan? Today's Bangladesh was East Pakistan. This movement was led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his organization Mukti Bahini. This crisis in East Pakistan affected India as well. Why? Because millions of refugees came to India. They did not want to stay, they did not want to live in East Pakistan. They came to India and asked for shelter. After the 1960s, now we will talk about 1970s. Anyone having any doubts, questions or issues till now? Any problems in understanding the chapter till now? No. Okay, great. All right. Moving ahead with the 1970s, the 1971 war between India and Pakistan led to the creation of an independent country called Bangladesh. East Pakistan was freed from West Pakistan and a new country was born which was called Bangladesh. As a part of India's policy to use atomic energy for peaceful purposes, India successfully carried out an underground test of an atomic device at Pokhran in Rajasthan in 1974. And in 1975, the people of Sikkim voted for joining the Indian Republic. Sikkim was not a part of India, but in 1975, Sikkim became a full-fledged state in the Indian Federation. All these years, all these names, please mark them up as MCQs for 1 mark each. You may be asked about the prime ministers, you may be asked about the war with China, you may be asked about the war with Pakistan and formation of Bangladesh. Also the first atomic device testing about India. Mark these all up. During this decade, during the 1970s, the political situation in India became unstable. The Allahabad High Court gave the verdict in 1974 that Indira Gandhi, the then Prime Minister, had misused the government machinery during her election campaign for her own benefit, for her party's benefit. This led to nationwide strikes and protest. There was civil unrest. During this period, the situation became more complicated due to the movement led by Jayaprakash Narayan. He was a part of the Congress, but he started a separate movement against the government. The situation of law and order in the country worsened, and hence the government declared a state of national emergency. It is a special situation on the basis of constitutional provisions relating to emergency. During this period, the fundamental rights of Indian citizens were suspended. You do not enjoy any citizen rights, any right of freedom during emergency. The Indian administration became disciplined, but human rights were restricted. The period of national emergency lasted from 1975 to 1977, after which general elections were conducted. On the backdrop of the emergency, because of the emergency, many opposition parties came together and formed a party called the Janata Party. This Janata Party was formed against the government, the Congress Party. The Congress Party led by Indira Gandhi was badly defeated by this newly formed Janata Party.